So having told you about these bright possibilities when you lean toward a life of service, how do we get past our fears and inertia? Again, no magic bullets, but I have a few practical helps to offer you in conclusion. First, when dealing with people, I've noticed it's really, really helpful if I take a little time in advance and I decide to love them first. I spend a little time gazing at them and thinking, remembering they're somebody's child, like my children, like me. They're precious in God's eyes. I try to speak with them as such. I can't explain it to you, but it's not without its effects. Not cheesy, feel-good, immediate effects all the time. I do not find myself holding hands and singing Kumbaya with most people at all during circle time. But there is an attitude that I believe comes through to other people when I do this. They get the message that I at least understand them to be my equal, a person with gifts who wants and deserves fairness and kindness like I do. Frankly, it also gives me the freedom to disagree with them when necessary, because people are wildly more prone to listen to me when they know I love them. You know how they say that artists can draw certain things, not because they have like a different set of muscles in their hands or different dexterity, but because they have a way of seeing things in their brain, with their hearts maybe too? Then they render those things in the form of art with their hands. Well, I think with God's help, we can learn to see people like an artist does, if you will, in the manner of the ultimate artist, the Creator God. A second discipline I find helpful is this: gathering less stuff and giving away more stuff, even stuff I really value. I have this discipline where I take something I really like and I just fork it over to somebody. One time I tried to take it back before she opened her door. That's how much I wanted it. A friend had just broken up with their boyfriend, and I hung my favorite gold pin on her door, and I was just about to go get it, saying, "Oh, Helen, you're being stupid," when the door opened, you know. I need to feel the wrench of separation. I need to learn by doing this that I'm just fine when I don't have that thing. Because there's no doubt that when you have less to care for, to dust, to mend, to store, to wash, to dry clean, to schlep from apartment to apartment, you are simply more likely to pay more attention to people and less to stuff. A third and final discipline: holding your tongue about things that are neither immoral nor illegal. Letting them go and focusing on the people in front of you. This prevents us, as Dostoevsky would remind us, from turning away from people because they're chewing too loudly or they're wearing ridiculous shoes, right? So in conclusion, I know I have laid out a daunting program here. I'm daunted by it. I don't know about you, but I'm kind of freaked out. Because as my husband likes to say, "Oh, all these people you're meeting out there, I bet they think you're kind of saintly," right? And then we silently fill in the second half of that sentence to ourselves. And I'm sure you're thinking the same thing about yourself. You know who you really are. You know that we're all sinners. But as I indicated, this life of service is not only pretty obviously the will of God, but it does have its practical advantages and its profound consolations. And as for me, I'm not sorry that life's a challenge. I'm not sorry it's a drama. I've said before, I think I would be bored otherwise. I embrace this drama that happens to have cosmic proportions and eternal consequences. I'm never bored. I'm always trying. There's always something in front of me to try and do. And most of us, thanks be to God, have the gift of time in which to do it. Would I expect any less of a challenge, any less of an invitation from someone as interesting as Jesus the Christ?